How to create a professional YouTube channel. A lot of considerations, and I think you're going to like this one. When you've been doing it for a little while and you're ready to step up your game, I'm going to cover a few things that will probably be on your radar, but give you a little guidance along the way on what to specifically look for. So when you're ready to take it from, yeah, okay, I figured this out, now let's send it through the roof, this is what we're going to cover. Hang on. Now this one's going to be important to watch when you want to step up your YouTube game, because we're going to cover some things that you might not have thought about. How about, background, lighting, what you can do to improve your audio. And there are a few outside elements that you probably wouldn't even think of, like maybe logo, your brand colors, and maybe even your entire brand look. So let's dive in. So you're ready to kick your YouTube channel into overdrive, and you really want to do something special. You want to up your game. You want to raise the bar. We'll start with something like your background. Now, right now, you're looking at a background that's all been blurred out. Well, the good news is you can achieve that with a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Your cell phone, your smartphone, your iPhone or Android, not going to do it. They don't have that kind of control. But when you have a really nice background, and notice, let's take a look at this. Yeah, see those green lights? Little extra added touch or something like that. Little touches like that can make all the difference in the world. And the fact that it's blurred out now, I've stepped up my camera game a little bit. I've gone from smartphone to DSLR. Now I can blur out that background and put the focus on me. So the viewer's eyes don't wander as much. They stay on me or the subject, whatever the case may be. If you're filming somebody, it could be your subject. But pay attention to your background. Not too cluttered. Notice there's a lot here, but because of the lines, it really establishes a pattern to it so it doesn't get too distracting. It becomes kind of predictable because you've got the lines, horizontal and vertical. And everything just kind of blends away in the background since they're not in focus. You can upgrade your lighting for very easy, and that's a very easy technique, but you gotta know the technique. And you can probably pick up some lights on Amazon, maybe for less than 150 bucks, maybe less than 100 bucks, depending on what they are. A very simple 3-light system, and you might even be able to do it with, say, some 3-way lights around your house. Put one light off to the right, at, let's say, and I'm just going to use these as relative terms, okay? Let's say full power. Then put another one off to the left at like half power. This one's going to cause some shadows over on this side of your face. This one over here, since it's only at half power, it's going to soften those shadows. It's not going to eliminate them, and you don't want them to be eliminated. Shadow actually gives you a little depth, a little three-dimensionality. There was a period there for a while where news channels would be interviewing a guest, and the guest would be at home. This was primarily during COVID when nobody was allowed to come into the studio. That I don't know what they were doing, but they were taking this light and putting it right down here, shining up, and it was a very flat look. I mean, they had no dimension to their eye sockets, to their nose, to their jawline, nothing. They looked like a flat piece of paper with just an eyes and a mouth on it. You don't want that. You still want to look very natural. And then the third light you could do is behind and off the camera. You don't want it on camera, and maybe a little higher. What that one's going to do is give you that little highlight look over the edge between your shoulder and maybe the side of your head, or maybe if you have it over this shoulder. That's called a rim light. You've got your key light that's coming here, your fill light, which is softening that shadow to make you look more natural, and then you've got a rim light, which will give you a little highlight across your shoulder and your head, and that's going to give you a little more depth and dimension, but to separate you from the background. It really is a very simple, nice effect, and can look really great with just 3 lights for less than $150. Now, one that you can do really well is also called Rembrandt lighting. Yes, this starts like back in the 1600s, okay, with Rembrandt, the Dutch master. Take one light and put it off to the side, kind of low. You don't want it up here to cast a shadow this way. You want it a little closer to here to almost cast a horizontal shadow. And what's going to happen is your nose and your cheek are going to cast shadows, and right here you're going to end up with an upside down triangle of light. That is the signature Rembrandt look for all of his portraits. Do a quick Google image search and just type Rembrandt portraits and you'll see that triangle on almost all of his subjects. A very cool effect. And you notice he also does a very dark background as well. Very cinematic look, very technical looking. It looks really cool. 2 effects in your lighting that you can implement immediately. Next step would be audio. Actually, bump audio to the beginning. More people will bail on bad audio than they will on bad lighting in a heartbeat. If they can't hear what's going on, they're not going to stick around. Or if it's noisy or distracted or loud background noise like a humming air conditioner or something like that, they'll leave. They're out of there. Doesn't matter what kind of fancy stuff you got going on with the camera or the images. If it's bad audio, more people will leave over bad audio than bad video. So get your audio squared away. Get a nice shotgun microphone or a nice lapel microphone. Something that's close, very tight pickup pattern so you're not getting a bunch of echo off of the room. You can soften it down quite a bit and just get the sound that you need coming right out of the mouth as opposed to the mouth and bouncing off the wall and bouncing off the ceiling. You don't want any of that stuff. Just strictly talking. Now, take it to the next step and please have some backups. A couple audio backups. I have this as my primary and then there's another microphone off screen that you can't see. It's right above my head. That's my backup microphone. Just in case something goes south, I do have 2 sources of audio. And trust me, it doesn't hurt to have 3. If you're going to have redundant backups, it should be in the audio department. If something's going to go south, it's going to be audio. So, a source and 2 backups is not unheard of. Now, again, I'm just kind of blasting through this. If you want to take a deeper dive or if there's some specific question you have about lighting or audio or editing, put it in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos about a lot of this stuff already. They're already on the docket. They're already on the calendar. I just got to get around to making them. But I read every comment. Tell me what you're looking for, and we can make a video on that for you as well. You ready for the biggie? You ready for the big time? Why don't you take a room or maybe even build a structure for a designated studio or set? Is there something that you want to build specifically for your podcast or podcasting studio? Or if you're going to be doing a YouTube channel, a set? Where is it going to be? What are you going to do? Do you really want to sink the money into that? Hey, if you've got it, go for it. If that's something important that's really going to lend to your channel, I say do it. Save that for later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get the episodes down pat. Let's figure out what we're doing and how we sustain it. But other than that, if that's something that you want to do to up your game, by all means go for it. Some outside elements you may want to consider. How about your logo? I've seen many small businesses, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people have great ideas and their hearts are in the right place, but maybe it looks cartoony, or maybe, and if that's your brand, okay, great. But if you're talking about being, say, a business consultant or financial planner or something like that, you want a professionally designed logo and great colors to go with it as well. There is a whole, I don't even pretend to know, but there is a whole theory behind colors and logos and how people react to them. Just trust me on this one. I don't know it, but it's out there. So when it comes to a logo, be sure to spend some extra time and maybe even some extra money on getting the right logo and the right colors done correctly, because that'll take you very far. Your brand colors as well. Are you going to do something really off the wall, like some kind of chartreuse with purple highlights? Maybe polka dots and some kind of paisley stripe? Don't even go there. There's all kinds of options out there. And again, I get back to the color theory, okay? There's a great way to do it, and there's a not so great way to do it. So just look into it and have somebody design one professionally for you. Now, the number one most important element that you can do to take your videos and podcasts to the next level is totally on your shoulders, and it's not a piece of equipment that you can buy or tweak or turn on or turn off or learn how to use. It is 100% in your lap. And that is your preparation before every episode. The time that you put into doing research on your subject or on your guest or whatever it is you're going to be talking about, anything that you can do to put that knowledge in your head and make it second nature to you is just going to sound so much better. It's going to sound so much more natural, and you are going to come across as truly the expert and the authority and sound really authentic doing it. That's what we want. We want the real you. Please, I don't know what the deal is, but some people just really get into this. Now I'm doing my podcast, and this is how I sound like on it. No, you don't. You don't sound like that. Don't try to pull that with me. This is who we want to talk to. We want to talk to you. So please don't be a caricature of yourself. I know I mentioned earlier that if you've got bad audio, nothing turns people off more than bad audio. Well, if you're incoherent, if you're stumbling and fumbling all over the place, and you really have no point to what you're saying, people will sniff that out even faster than bad audio, and they will bounce. You want people to stay on your channel. You want people to listen longer on individual episodes and listen longer at your channel by listening to more episodes. Those are the keys to your YouTube success. And the way you do that is by being you and being prepared. That's how you take it to the next level. So now that you've got all this content created and you're really starting to ramp things up, one thing that you're going to be doing is promoting this. I've got a free video instruction for you down below. Look at the link in the description called Slice and Dice. That will show you how you can take your entire interview, your entire podcast episode, your entire YouTube episode, and turn it into smaller chunks to help promote the big picture, to promote the new episodes. Get your big episodes up and running and turn it into smaller promotional pieces. Click the Slice and Dice link in the description below and get access to that video training right now. I'm Nick Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.